Welcome to the Curry Gumbo Podcast, where Nicole and Ashley discuss Black film, music, and television. This week, we are discussing the 2020 Netflix film Concrete Cowboy. Let's get into the review. This is my first time watching this movie.
I would see it. I would always want to watch it, but it always looked heavy.
It did.
So I was like, yeah, I ain't got the energy.
It did look heavy. This was a good movie. I enjoyed it. You know, it mentions it's about community, land ownership, gentrification, displacement, abandonment, fatherhood, Black cowboys.
Did it remind you of any other film?
Yes.
What?
Boys in the Hood.
Thank you, girl. See, this is why Nicole, Netflix is going to reach out to us. Amazon Prime is going to reach out to us. All of the streaming girls are going to reach out to us, and we are going to be the go-to team to review these films, because I promise you, when he was getting dropped off, I was like,
yes, I'm like, what in the Boys in the Hood? I'm like, I was starting to think, like, how many movies about Black mothers just dropping their sons with their dad that they haven't seen in forever, probably ever. Oh, you're going to see your dad. What dad? Exactly. Then you know the dad that is the reason why you're here. I ain't seen this man in forever. When does that ever happen? I could never.
What Black mom is doing this? We're Black women in the writer's room. Because honestly, for real, what Black mom is doing that?
I have no idea.
That's not like toxic as fuck. Like I felt
so bad.
Oh my
and
gosh.
For him to have this stuff in trash bags.
Oh.
Like an orphan in these streets.
And then
she didn't even give him a proper introduction. Like, she left before the dad got things like, oh, your dad will be there in 5 minutes.
And then he goes to the stable, Idris Elba ass sitting back chilling like it was gonna be way more than 5 minutes. This is sad. It started off so heavy. It opens, he's gotten into a fight. The school wants to recommend him for expulsion. The mom is up to here. Like, we know the story. We know the story. We kind of know what's going on. There's just some significant growing pains. I'm also assuming that more than likely, maybe some, financial concerns has something to do with it. I mean, he got his stuff in trash bags.
Exactly. Like, how you can't get a suitcase?
He don't have no cell phone. I'm assuming this takes place during the time of cell phones. Like, he don't have, it seems like he doesn't have and I don't think every kid needs a cell phone, but I wanted him to have one.
Especially if they're from a different state. The mother he lived in Detroit. They drove from Detroit to Philadelphia. Give your kid a phone just for the summer. So, like, hey, call me, I know you stay with your dad, but just in case, call me and let me know that you are safe.
What's mostly heartbreaking about the opening of this film is it does remind you of Boys in the Hood, and that, like, you're taking him away from an environment that isn't helping him and bringing him to a very dangerous one. Like, this is a very dangerous environment for him to be in, because Hart ain't really ready to be a dad just yet. Hart got some pride with him too. That's where Cole get his hard-headed ass. That's where he get it from. Both of them. I just wanted to take both of them and just
the dad's apartment was horrible. I'm like, did you know your son was coming?
Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to talk about this apartment.
There was a horse inside the apartment. Disgusting.
First of all, you left. You didn't even make sure the boy got inside all right. I'm wondering if maybe she felt like, if I don't leave now, I'm going to take him with me and it's not going to be good for him.
Yeah, but it's still very traumatic the way she left. She just kind of like locked the doors. I get that she doesn't seem like a cold-hearted mother that just abandoned her son. I don't get that feeling, but I do feel like maybe you should have eased into a little bit, because you're not helping the situation. He's going to be angry.
Yeah.
The problem with the son is he has an anger problem, and probably rightfully so. He might have a good reason for being angry or getting into all these fights in school. I wish they would have talked like a family therapist or something.
Child. So there's a horse, and it looks like pigs live I
That's
hear pigs are actually
disgusting.
clean, but like, I mean, it looks like a garbage dump in there.
He ain't had no food.
No order. It was all chaos.
The dishes were dirty. It's like you got time to sit with your friends, you can't clean your kitchen.
Everything is dirty. Everything. He's dirty. Like everything is dirty.
I'm trying
And
to
I
see how
get
many.
like you're not gonna be the cleanest, like you mess around with horses all day. Like, no, I'm not gonna wear
Yeah.
a suit here, and I'm gonna smell. I've been around horses and horse shit all day. Yeah, I'm dirty, but it felt like outside was the same as inside.
Inside was probably worse.
More than
I'm trying to
likely.
see how many bedrooms he got because there was an upstairs, but he had Cole sleeping on the couch downstairs. I'm like, so is it just one bedroom upstairs or is there a second bedroom?
And maybe the other bedrooms were just unlivable.
Another horse.
Another horse, a pony. Why do you think he had that horse in his house?
Girl, I do not know.
I have a theory.
What?
It's Smush's horse.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe that was a way of like keeping him in the community. Like maybe that was a way of him like keeping him in the domestic space. Like, I am his father too. We still love him. He has to be here because this will always be his home.
I don't like how they handled Smush.
Me neither.
And maybe, I don't know if this is typical middle-aged Black man, I guess, trying to be tough or give tough love, because he did the same thing with Cole. First of all, I don't know the last time you've seen you've seen your son, but it seems like it's been a while. This is not the time to be giving rules and instructions and being like a disciplinarian. It's like, where is the love? Where is, the compassion?
He doesn't have a soft place to land right now.
No.
And yeah.
And I understood everything like Cole was going through. I couldn't blame him because he's like, I'm dropped off with this person I barely know in this house that's disgusting. This is not warm or welcoming. You act like you didn't know I was coming here.
Do you think he I'm assuming he just doesn't know how. I know that's not an excuse. Honestly,
And that's
Nicole,
why
you have a child. You know how to take care of somebody. There are times, like even now, I'm wondering, what am I gonna eat? I didn't plan this out.
People say that about mothers. I think it's unfair because women aren't born.
It's not that you're a mom. It's not that you're a mom. It's not that necessarily mothers are better at it. It's just that he hasn't been doing it. And I guess it's not, like he's not a parent. He's not
a parent.
Been doing it.
And that's why I said I don't know if this is like a middle-aged Black man thing, because I've kind of seen this trope before, whereas Black men or fathers feel like they have to be tough, be a disciplinarian. And you've seen this story before where like, okay, the son is acting up. Oh, I'm going to send you with your dad. Wait till your dad hears this. Oh, I'm going to go live with your dad. It's like, okay. And what does the dad do? The dad just acts more tough. Well, if you're going to be here, do this, or tough love, or there's no compassion.
What I really like, and I know we're jumping around, but I think that's okay. Maybe everybody kind of wanted the same thing as it, like everybody just wanted to be with their horses and everybody wanted land in order to do that. And I think Smush wanted that too,
Smush, I don't think Smush was wrong either, because he would have had a plan to get up out of there.
And the thing is, everybody is kind of working against the law in a way.
Yes, I do kind of feel like the cowboys, as we can call them, they seem complacent, but then it could be because it's like Black people have been fighting forever. Like how long do Black people have to fight? And of course, if we know the history of America, Black people we've been owners and gotten it stolen or taken away or burned down. And it's like, how many times do you expect Black people to rebuild?
Right.
And fight. So I get maybe their complacency was just being tired. So I didn't want to blame them for that, but I do get where Smush was coming from, where he was like, I'm getting the F up out of here.
Yeah.
By any means necessary.
And I think that everyone was kind of dealing with the same thing. What's a way to say tired? My
weariness.
My weariness is gonna lead me to sitting around drinking and smoking, and I'm just going to recall the good times, and I'm going to do what I can within like certain means of the law. And Smush is like, yeah, I'm tired too. I'm tired. What I'm gonna do is something that's illegal.
Smush had the young kid vitality or energy. He had young energy, whereas like, you know, I need to get this and this, even if I have to mess and work with two different dealers or whatever. I'm getting money, all I'm getting all the money, all the things, because I'm looking up land in the West. Like I'm doing all the things. And he's like, I can't be like these older men. I'm not gonna be working sanitation, just sitting around talking about the good old times with the horse. You know, we don't own the stables. He's like, I'm trying to do better. Whereas the older generation seemed, I don't know what their fight was, but
I think there are people who are just have been moved out. At the end of the movie, they're like, what stable are you from? What stable are you from? And all of them have different neighborhoods. They've been moved out. They've been kicked out. And so it's just, you know, we live in like Nomad in a place until rich, white, evil folks tell us we can't be there no more.
I wish they would have helped Smush more.
I know.
Because they were acting like he was the worst thing ever. And I'm like, yes, he's doing illegal activity, but
I think, there was a little bit of like, really? Would y'all really be treating somebody like that? Or because I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if Smush had something to do with Paris being in that wheelchair. And also he said like he's family. I wonder how exactly is Smush related? Because when Cole goes to Trina's house, Smush's sister, she doesn't let him in. And I felt so bad for him. He was like, but I'm family. You know. And so I'm like, are we play family? Or are we real family?
They didn't say. They just say they knew each other from, I guess, childhood. So I don't know if they're childhood friends or cousins. I didn't like how when we first met Smush, Idris Elba was like, "Oh, don't come around here. Get out of here. I don't need you with him." It's like he ain't. It's like they kind of dismissed him, but then you find out he's one of them. I'm like, why y'all dismiss him?
It's incredibly depressing. If I had one critique of the film, like that would be it. One, I kind of knew Smush was gonna die because when we meet him, he said, "Why you looking like you saw a ghost?" I was like, oh God, is he gonna die? He's a man without a home. You can tell that his sister kind of makes the rules there. Yeah. And he doesn't even respect the fact that he's saying like, hey, another family member is in town. Let's allow him to stay with us. He doesn't get any respect in that way.
Well, I get the sister because she's like, listen, I can't have everybody in my house. Like, I get that. I can't have everybody in my house.
I can't have everybody in my house, but I mean, like you said, like, are we family or are we not? And you know, and it's not like I'm trying to help this person. It's not like let my girlfriend stay here. It's not like come let my girlfriend stay here because she mad at her mom. It's like let Cole stay here because his father lives with a horse in the and you get the sense that Smush is also looking for companionship.
Yes.
Like he's saying like me and you are going to run away together. It's very
yeah.
You know, like Smush is really looking for a partner out here. As you said, like Harp act like he saw a fucking field rat when he saw Smush. He was like, get your ass up out. Like what? Absolutely not. And it really was sad. And I felt like Smush also didn't have a soft place to land, and Smush
never did. None of them
didn't have anyone caring for him.
They treated him like he was the worst thing ever.
I don't think that that's realistic unless, and like I said, I thought because you know Paris said he and his brother were fighting over a corner and his brother died and he was left in this wheelchair or in that wheelchair, excuse me. And so I was like, oh my God, does Smush have something to do with that? Is that why is that why they treat him like a pariah? You know, but no, Black people don't really throw people away like that.
I get what you're saying, but I can kind of see it as being realistic because they threw him away, but kept him close at the same time. Like he had his horse in his house. Mm-hmm. And then when Smush died, it's like they knew how to get his boots and his like. So it's like, dude, y'all kept him close, but y'all was just mean for no reason. Like y'all needed to stop with the tough love. Y'all just
and y'all didn't give him an out. Like, what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? He didn't have anything. How was he supposed to make it out here?
And he wanted more. Like, I get when he was saying, like, I can't be like these older men sitting in the street and moving from stable to stable to stable, not owning nothing, and anything can just be taken from me. So I get what he was saying. It was just so tragic. I did not know there were Black cowboys in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I guess I just mainly keep them in the South. I mean, you go down to Clayton County, Georgia, you gonna see. You go down to Kentucky, you gonna see.
Yeah.
You go to Oklahoma, you gonna see. Texas, you gonna see. Philadelphia.
I was not 100% mad at the police, because when I first saw the horses, I'm like, they need better facilities. They need more grass. Like, I kind of felt bad for the horses.
I mean,
I was like, they need better facilities. But I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's, we want them to have the best facility, but I guess I'm not gonna look at a kid and be like, oh, your mom couldn't get you a brand new bike. She got you a really old one.
No, it's more than just an old bike. It's like, you don't have shoes on your feet. Like, you don't have a proper meal.
It wasn't that bad, nah. They was eating.
They said the one horse, the cops came because the one horse was dead.
Horses die. You really think that they treated that horse so bad that it died?
No, I don't think they treated it bad. I think they didn't have the proper tools for the horse.
I bet they did.
The horse can't. I don't think the horse.
What tools did it need? I think they didn't have the money to bury it. I think they didn't have the money to like properly dispose of the body. But I bet that them people there have the knowledge to know, like, oh, this is what's wrong with my horse. Let me go fix that.
No, I'm sure they're great. They need to not be in the city. And I know that's not what this movie is about. But horses need acres and acres, and they need a farm, not just a patch of land in the middle of the city.
As these are things that are true. Everyone who was of that community never left. So Method Man's character, Leroy, or like even Smush. Smush is always going to be of that community. Leroy is a cop, but there's never any...
People don't be leaving their homes.
Huh?
So people be tied to their neighborhoods. They don't be leaving. Some people don't leave.
I thought that it was just going to be like completely antagonistic with Leroy. But they cared for Leroy, and Leroy cared for them.
Yes, and I get his struggle was he had to do his job, but he understood. So he was like, listen, this ain't legal, but I get it, but we're gonna have to meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. He was just telling them some hard truths. It's like, hey, this is what is happening. No, we don't like it. Oh, well, you traded Joe's stuff for a badge. And what did you again? Like, the people just,
what do you want me to do?
Unrealistic.
Yeah. Were they satisfied or were they just tired?
How did you feel about the love connection between Cole and Isha?
I thought that was cute.
I thought it was cute. I would have liked to see it grow just a little bit more, because it was like all of a sudden, like, it's getting real intense. I'm like, oh, we together. I mean,
they kind of just met, but it was cute.
Yeah.
She was helping him learn about the horses and stuff. And
whose child was Isha? Who did she belong to?
She was just a girl in the neighborhood. I didn't think she was a child.
Where your mama and your daddy, Isha?
I don't know. Maybe
I need to know these things.
I just assume maybe she's just gravitated toward because she did say she wanted to learn how to ride a horse. And so they told her, well, if you want to learn how to ride, then you need to clean the stable. You need to like work up to learning. So like we can teach you. So I just thought maybe she was just a girl who was like, I want to ride a horse. And they're like, well, you got to get to work, and then we'll teach you how to ride a horse.
If you about to date this young man, I need to see you as a child. Where's your mama, your daddy, your guardian?
How old is Cole? He's like, what, 16, 17?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I just keep thinking about him in Stranger Things. So I'm like, he's 9. He's 9 years old. That's what also made it heartbreaking. I'm like, oh my God, this little child. scared. Nessie didn't even let him in.
I hate that.
When Smush and Cole went to that party, and that man,
that was a scary part.
Who Smush, I was terrified. Because
like, how much
so they're at this party and there's this drug dealer there. You know he a drug dealer. Mm-hmm. And he knows that Smush is like encroaching on his territory. And he says like, hey, do you know anything about that? Have you been keeping your ears to the street? My thing is like, that's code for I know it's you. Stop right now.
I thought he was working for him and somebody else. I thought that was the issue.
I think
he was double dipping.
I didn't even think he was working for anybody. I think that he
wasn't no big time dude. He seemed like,
yeah, I think he was like little small change. Like maybe he was working for him, but I think he was trying to like, I don't think he was working for anybody else. I think he was just trying to go into business for himself.
Okay, I thought he was double dipping and like with two rival dealers.
But I think that I don't think he was even working for that other guy. I think he was just like, it was just two people in there, and you have your territory and I have mine, but I'm going to dip in.
But he gave him the type of respect that he seemed a little afraid of him. Like there was definitely a hierarchy. Like he was not at his level. That dude was bigger than him. And there was a point where he was doing something, making some type of drop, and Cole was like, I don't think what's his name is gonna like that. And Smith was like, man, don't worry about it. He was like, he's not gonna like this. That's why I thought
maybe I think that
he was kind of double dipping
when he saw them shoes and said, how much those bring you? So I don't know, my pops got them for me. And he calls Smush Pops.
Yep.
I was like, he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows.
He was like, okay, Pops.
I was like, how did he knows? Cut it out. Just cut it out. And Cole was trying to tell him. He asked me about my shoes.
Cole knew.
What was they eating?
I don't know.
It made me want a po' boy though. I was like, we in Philadelphia. Are those cheesesteaks? I don't think they're cheesesteaks. It looked like a po' boy to me, like a fish po'. I was like, what are we eating? And give me a piece. Did you know that Smush was going to die?
Right before he did, yeah. When Cole got out the car. When that moment when Cole gets out the car and Smush kind of like takes that inhale, and I was just like, this is not going to end well.
It's going to happen. I'll be honest. I kind of hit the fast forward button because I knew it was coming then as well. And I was like, I don't want to see this. And so I kind of had to fast forward, then rewind and watch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I knew too. What do you think that does for Cole's character? Like, why do you think that has to happen?
It traumatizes him even. Oh my goodness, this boy has this. We need to discuss like Black boy trauma because
that's why Black boy Jordan was like a freaking a hashtag for a minute, because these children be going through it.
It is so bad. It's like just from the beginning. It's like just I wish the mom would have just got like a family counselor and just been like, because usually if your kid is acting out in school, they're not doing it for no reason. Something is going on. And so they're just shipping them off. I can't deal with you. So we're going to let your father deal with you. No, like figure out the root of the problem first. His dad making him shovel horse poop every day. And you can tell like Cole was really in his feelings when he thought he was going to learn how to ride a horse. And it was like, nope, not yet. He was just like, damn, can I get any love?
Paris.
Yeah, get on
Paris
the horse.
Ride. Yeah.
Can Cole get a break? Can get this young black man a break?
When he was walking away, I was like, oh Lord, somebody's jealous.
I mean, but at this point, you couldn't blame him because it's like he never got a break. Give him a hug.
Yeah, that's true. You are saying things that are true. I wonder if Boo in some way was related to Harp. Like was Boo also supposed to represent Harp?
Well, that's a good question because Boo was the wild horse. No one could tame him. They had him extra chained up in the stables because no one wanted to clean his poop because they was like, oh, he gonna act up, so we can't even get back there. When Cole kind of left his dad's house and was trying to figure out where to go, he breaks into the stables and he ends up in Boo's stable and he falls asleep there. But that's supposed to be the wild horse. So everyone is like, damn, how you sleep in the wild horse stable, like, and you survived. And they were like, oh, the horse must like you. Like the horse chose you because he listens to you. And even when Boo kind of escaped on the baseball field and they were all trying to bring him in, Cole was the one that was able to put the, I don't know if it's a leash, but put the leash on him to kind of bring him back. And so I was thinking, like, why is he able to tame the wild horse and no one else can't? And maybe, I don't know if he kind of understood, because in a sense, Cole was kind of like, he wasn't wild, but he had a lot of issues. People misunderstood. Maybe he was just misunderstood.
Yeah.
And he understood what it's like to be misunderstood, and the horse was misunderstood. They ignored the horse in a way to where they kind of was like, okay, we're not going to deal with that one. Like, we'll deal with all the other horses, but that one we can't touch. They treated him like how they treated Smush, really. I think the Boo was more like Smush, where the wild one, he kind of went off and they kind of like was like, since we can't tame him, we just gonna not even deal with him no more. And Cole was kind of like the bridge between the horse and the Cowboys, just like Cole was the bridge between Smush and everyone else. Even when his father was like, I don't want you messing with him, we don't deal with him. Cole was still hanging with him, and he saw the good in Smush, and I guess Cole saw the good in the horse, and Boo. So like Cole was like, is the bridge.
Smush is Harp though, because Harp says, like, I was just like him, and I landed in jail or in prison rather, and so that's, the government took everything that I have, and I guess that's why I also want to. I get how Boo is connected to Cole, because that's like you said, like that's the given. I love how you say like Boo is really representative of Smush, given the way he's treated. But Smush is Harp. Smush is Harp. Like I was about to call him Harpo Child. Smush.
I know.
Smush is Harp, who hasn't been loved on correctly.
And they still missed the ball, which, okay, if that's him.
But do they? Like, maybe Harp knows, but maybe, does he? Like, all he says is like, I was just like him. If you were just like him,
then why did you
push him?
Yeah. You should know how to handle him if he's just like you.
Yeah. Or you should want to try. But also, like, are there people in your life who are hard-headed and who are toxic to be around that you ain't got the energy to, like, I'm already tired. Like, if this is what you choose, you got to do it away from me.
Harp reminds me of adults who I guess don't really give advice, they give demands. And if you don't follow the demands, then it's like, okay, well, you didn't do what I say, so that's it. Like, that's how he treated Cole when he first met him. He was like, the door stays locked until morning, and so if you leave, don't come back. It's like, you don't even know this
let
kid.
some leave in the morning. Just let some leave.
It's like, did you have a man-to-man, heart-to-heart conversation with Smush? Or were you just like, oh, that's what you're doing? All right, but don't come back here.
Yeah. Like,
you do that. Like, so it's like, I hate when adults, they're not giving advice. They're telling you things, but they're not giving you the whole story.
Everything that happens in that house seems to happen in that living room area.
Yeah.
When Smush is murdered, Cole goes to sleep in Boo's stable again. Harp like wipes the blood off of him. I was like, this makes sense to do that here as opposed to doing it in the house, because this place feels more like home.
Oh yeah,
this place feels he's more connected to this place because the horse was there.
Right.
And that's another way to like show that triangulation between Harp, Smush,
and Cole,
and Boo. So maybe not triangulation, but like that's more than
Square.
likely Boo's stable. Boo is like Smush, who is like Harp, who is like Cole. You know what I mean? Like this connectedness between all of them. Leroy allows them to take them horses from police property, and I want to know, how does Leroy keep his job? That's why this is movie magic. This is movie magic. I want to know how he hasn't been arrested.
Because the white cop was on patrol,
and the white cop was in the horse.
Up.
The white cop was in the back of the police car, as if Leroy put him there. And I'm like,
I know.
How are you not in jail, Leroy?
Well, rumor is, some cops just be doing their own things. So the sad part was when we get into conversations of gentrification and land ownership and how none of them owned the stables. And even Leroy told them that. He was like, listen, y'all don't own this. Stables can be torn down and a development just put in its place any day. And it's just like, ugh.
But I mean, honestly, the government could come in and
even if you do own it,
even if you own this is we need to do something with this, so it's ours.
Yeah, because that has happened before with Black people who did
happen
own
all
their
the time.
homes.
It's happening literally right now. What do you do? Because if they want it, they're gonna come get it anyway.
True. Well, I hope this movie brought attention to the stables. And
absolutely. Is that why people in Philadelphia love bikes? It reminds them of the horse.
Oh, that's a good connection.
Because they ain't into fast cars. They don't give a fuck about a car. They want to be on them 4-wheelers and the motorcycles and stuff like that. Is that because of the horses? Somebody figure that out.
It makes sense. They can't have the horses, so I guess that's the newest thing they can have. So the end of this movie, the mama comes back.
Y'all could have kept
giving Harp a hug, and then Cole's
like, she want him.
Mom? Like, what?
Do you want to be with him? Y'all hugged up like y'all like each other. What's going on?
I know.
And why you just show up out of nowhere? Where the fuck have you been? And somebody help that man clean up that house.
That house was disgusting.
My God. That's who the law should have been. Like, hey, sir, clean this shit up. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with another film and more opinions. Leave a review and tell us what you'd like for us to watch. And let's keep the convo going on Instagram. You can find us at Curry Gumbo. Be well. Happy watching. Love y'all. Bye.